I'm going to replace my old deck light with a new LED ceiling flush mount outdoor light. The light I will be installing is the Coramdeo 9 1/4 inch square ceiling porch light. I always begin electrical projects by testing for voltage using a voltage tester pin. Then turn the power off at the breaker panel. Then recheck to make sure there's no voltage at the light. Now that it's safe, remove the old light. Many lights come apart by removing screws like this one. Simply remove using a screwdriver. Once the screws are out, pull the light housing away from the ceiling. With the wires exposed, begin removing the wire nuts and detaching the light wires from the house wires. In this situation, there's an extra red wire that will need to stay capped. That is a second hot wire that goes to a fan switch. This would be used if I put a ceiling fan in and wanted to run it with a separate switch on the wall. However, in most cases, you will usually only find a black hot wire, a white neutral wire, and a bare ground wire. Next, take off the old mounting bracket by removing the two screws. At this point, the new light can now be unboxed. Here's what's included: mounting hardware, instructions, and a 2-piece light kit. No bulb is required because a permanent LED light is included. Remove the plastic and note these two screws. You'll find them opposite of each other on the housing. Remove these screws using a Phillips head screwdriver. Once removed, lift the glass housing from the LED light within. Note the anatomy of the light. On the back side, you will find 3 wires: a white neutral wire, a black hot wire, and a bare ground wire. The package of hardware includes a mounting plate, 3 wire nuts, 2 mounting screws, and a threaded rod that contains a nut, rubber washer, and a finial. Install the new mounting plate in this manner using the new mounting screws, or in this case, I used the original screws. It was at this point that I realized the threaded rod was too long for the shallow electric box. Coming across such a shallow box is not very common, but here's how I handled the issue. Even though there's a punch-out tab on the electrical box, there's a wood rafter behind it. So in order to save a step, I went ahead and drilled through the punch-out and the rafter. It's true that I could have cut the rod size down using a hacksaw, but that would have damaged the threads. Then I'd have another issue. So drilling the hole really solved the problem. I then installed the threaded rod. It now had enough room for depth adjustment. Next, I took the LED light and installed it over the threaded pipe to check it for fit. I found that I need to adjust the threaded pipe further in. This will allow a snug fit once you tighten the finial later on. Adjust the threaded rod till it sticks out about a 1/2 inch. Then tighten it in place using a wrench. Next, I prepared the wires. Once again, the wires I will be using are the following: a bare ground wire, a white neutral wire, and a black hot wire. Since I'm not using the red hot wire, I made sure the nut was tight and I taped it with electrical tape. I like to tape all of my wire nuts, but that is totally optional. Then I tucked it inside the electrical box to get it out of the way. Now take the light and find the 3 wires on the back. These will be connected to the house wires by twisting the ends together and securing with a wire nut. I started with the bare ground wire from the house and matched the ends up with the bare light wire. Then I twist the ends together as seen here and secure with a wire nut in this manner, making sure the nut is tight. I prefer this method over using the ground screw that's on the bracket. Then secure with electrical tape. At this point, the light can hang hands-free and the other wires can be connected. The black house wire is connected to the black light wire and secured with a wire nut. And then the white house wire is connected to the white light wire and it's secured with a wire nut. Next, gather the wires and tape them together. Then tuck them in the cavity of the light as you install the light onto the threaded rod in this manner. Now take the rubber washer and place it on the threaded rod. Then secure the light in place by threading on the finial. Hand tighten only, you do not want to ruin the threads. Now take the glass cover and install it in the reverse order that it was taken off. Return the 2 screws, one on each side, and use the Phillips head screwdriver to tighten. Once again, do not over-tighten and damage the threads. The power can now be turned on and the light should now be ready to use.